Ron, this is Julie, and I'm going to show you how to get into SAM to evaluate this. So you'll go to sam.cengage.com, and here under your username, you will put your email address at gccd.edu. I have set your password to be Cengage1, and then just log in. Oops. Okay, once you're in, then you will see that there is a user tab for you, so you can see other users. And this includes students as well as instructors. Okay, on the student tab, if you have students in here, and again, you can filter by your section, so I've actually created a section for you. And I have created a student for you. In this account, you as the instructor can come in here, edit, and you can reset a student's password right there. So that's kind of nice. Another thing you can do is accommodations for your students. So if you have a DSPS student, you can multiply the time that's allowed on a quiz, how many takes are they can have on this, and then how many incorrect attempts per task. So if they do something wrong, how many times additional would they be able to do that? So that's kind of a nice area. All right. That was all under the Users tab. Under the Sections tab, you have, again, one section. It's called the CIS Sandbox. And then under the SAM assignments here for you, you have some of the readings. I just threw some readings in here until your Windows 10 book is ready, but I've created both an exam and a training. So you can go ahead and do more of that if you want, just by coming under this Exams and clicking Add Exams. Okay, more content is coming again on the 26th, which is in 3 days. So at that point, we can revisit this and add the specific content for your Windows 10 book. But under the exams, I actually did find a whole bunch of tasks that are related to Windows 10. And so I've created both an exam and a training. Now I'm going to switch gears here, and I'm going to log out of here. And I'll also show you that I have created a student account for you, and it's called norman@student.com. It doesn't have to be a real address. And again, the password is Cengage1, capital C. And when you come in here, this will emulate what it's like to be a student. There is a grace period, so there's a 7-day grace period. If you want a full access code to be able to see what it's like as a student, I can give that to you. There's also a student view in the instructor account, but I just thought it would be fun for you to see what it was look like as a student. So I'm going to just say enter later on this grace period to be able to take advantage of that. And then under this would be a calendar. So should I have put due dates on here, then I could have seen it by the calendar, but I'm just going to look under the activity list, and under the activity list you can see that there's my exam and there's my training. So if I click on the training, which is the first thing really that a student would do, this is a Windows 10 task, so it says to sort a list of files. So under this thing called task list here, you can also see all of the tasks that are related to this specific training. And there are 4 parts to this. There's an introduction, and the introduction just tells you what it is that this task is related to. If there's more than one way to do it, it will list these here. If there's a Mac way to do it, it will also list those. The second tab is the Observe tab, and this is where you
in
go
File Explorer, click the Size column heading. Windows sorts the files according to their... In File Explorer, click the Size column heading.
So hopefully you can hear her.
Windows sorts the files according to their size, from largest to smallest. The size indicates how much data the file contains.
Okay, then she'll talk at a more normal pace. Sometimes what I like to do is just watch what they're doing, so they'll talk you through things. And at this point, I can either go back to the introduction, figure out what I was supposed to be learning. I could observe it again, or I can practice it. And under the practice
in File
tab,
Explorer, click the Size column heading.
So she's telling me what to do, and
Windows sorts the files according to their size, from largest to smallest.
Again,
the size indicates how much data the file contains.
Part, right? So once I've done that, then I can actually apply. So this is, again, just the training, just to get them used to what they're supposed to be doing. So right now, they're just telling me what the instructions are. Sort the file list by size. So you notice that I don't get any hints. I have to, at this point, know what to do. So I'm going to click on the file. Okay, once I've done that, it says you did a good job, Julie, and it moves me on to the next task. So here you can see that it's now asking me to rename a file, and there are 2 ways to do that apparently, so I can use either one of these methods to be able to accomplish this task. Again, I can move to the Observe tab, and I can
in File Explorer, right-click the Glacier franchise owner's file.
Really fast, right?
On the shortcut menu, click Rename.
Let's slow her down.
The file name is selected in File Explorer.
Okay. And then I can just move right ahead if I've got the idea. Then I can practice
in File Explorer, right-click
so now I'm actually
on the shortcut menu, click Rename.
Right.
The file name is selected in File Explorer.
And so on and so forth. And then I can move on to the Apply and do it myself. Okay? So, yeah, so I can do this. I'm going to move this over here. I'm going to rename this, and I think I call it Sales. And if I've done it right, then it'll say, good job, Julie, and it'll move me on to the next task. So hopefully you get the idea there. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and shut down this training, and now I can go right to the exam. And the exam, again, you can set up how many incorrect actions they can have, how many times they can retake it, that kind of thing. I just left it out of the box wide open for you. But here, what happens in the exam, you'll see that I now get a task that's very similar to what I learned in the training. So here it's asking me to sort the file list by date modified. So hopefully, if I can sort it by size, I can sort it by date modified. So I can do that. It says I was correct, moves me on to the next task. The next task will look a lot like what I did before. Here I'm renaming a file, and I'm going to use it as grants. So I can do that, right? So if I've done the training, then hopefully the exam will be a pretty good reflection of what I know. So hopefully that helps give you an overview of SAM. If you've got any questions, I'd be happy to get together with you or talk to you over the phone or do a WebEx so you can get to know it better.